The jury is currently deliberating about Aaron Hernandez's other murder trial. One quick update. It kind of made it seem when I watched back the clip on the first Aaron Hernandez story we did that he could walk from that trial. And while that is true, he's only walking back to his jail cell.
Yes.
Because he's already has a life sentence without parole for another murder. It's just the phrasing that was used that kind of made it seem like he's not walking out of jail.
Yeah.
But it's still, to me, mind-blowingly interesting that there's I was kind of making it, I wanted it to feel like, imagine if he didn't have the first murder and this would have been a case where somebody could have walked, but because he's already in jail for good, that doesn't have as much of an impact. Still interesting, still high profile case.
Still needs attention.
Even more interesting was Bill Belichick was subpoenaed. Which getting served just reminds me of the intro of Pineapple Express, where he dresses up as a doctor. He's like, "Are you Dr. Martinez?" He goes, "Yes." He goes, "You've been served." He goes up to like other different people, and it's great. I wonder how they got Belichick in that situation.
I wonder how Belichick responded more than anything. Like, this is a guy that probably just would have sat there and went, "First down."
My face, Insta face, Snap face. When they get me on the Snap face. So it's interesting he was subpoenaed. So here's Dan Wetzel's quote about the subpoena, and then of course there's Javier Baez, who was the one who wanted Belichick to testify. And I'm curious as to why, like to testify to Hernandez's character?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that guy was great on 3rd and 8. Needed it over the middle. Hendo was always there. Some big touchdowns too for us Patriots. So I'm not sure if that gets him out of a double murder. But if you need a guy on a slant route,
but if he's going to be in the next longest yard, you sign him up.
Yeah, I mean Nelly was a great running back in that movie too.
Was he not wide receiver or was he running back?
He might have been a wide receiver. No, he was the running back. Yeah, he didn't have the tape over his. That's the Nelly I know. Here's the Dan Wetzel quote because he's been following the story the whole time. Belichick was served a subpoena to appear at Suffolk County Court, according to Baez. However, there was little notice on the appearance date. Belichick's schedule prohibited him from appearing so quickly. Rather than delay the trial for a single witness, Baez said that he moved on and rested the defense Wednesday afternoon. Closing arguments were delivered on Thursday, and the jury of 12 is expected to begin deliberating Friday morning here. And I believe they have begun to deliberate. In addition to that, Javier Baez asked why. It was short notice, so I didn't make a big deal about it. It wasn't a big part of the trial anyway, so I dropped it. Maybe, I'm sorry, not Javier Baez, Jose Baez. Wow, that's so bad. Javier Baez is the Chicago Cubs second baseman, correct?
Also a very good lawyer, apparently.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's not like I called Javier Baez Aaron Hernandez.
But he may have a little bit of bias.
Yeah. Joe Buck loves anybody named Baez. Joe Buck during the World Series when Javier Baez was making every single time, "Oh, Javi Baez. Oh my God, Javi Baez, Javi Baez, Javi Baez." So I wonder if he's at this trial, Joe Buck commentating, would have been like, "It's unbelievable work by Jose Baez. Just unbelievable work to subpoena him and not bring him in. Just unbelievable work by Jose Baez." So Jose Baez.
So what is so this I imagine was probably not appealing to Belichick, going by the fact not only that one of his former players is involved in this situation and it's going to pose a distraction, but this is a guy that hates distractions. This is a guy that does nothing but just completely deflect from anything that's not football related.
Agreed.
Like, he's very good in that sense. He likes to simply focus on what his team is doing. This is a guy that's known to be a supporter of Donald Trump. Never really addressed any questions of Donald Trump, nor the fact that his player, Tom Brady, had any involvement, or the fact that none of his players, some of his players might not be going to the White House. What is he said on it? Zilcho. So I imagine that when this was subpoenaed to him, he was probably just like, "This does not appeal to me. This has nothing to do with football."
What I was so interested in is, like, for the first time ever, when Belichick went on late night with Jimmy Fallon, I believe, he went with Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
And like he was like shared some stories, smiled a little bit, which was the first we've ever seen. And he even put his hand on Edelman for a second to it was a good catch. And Julian's like, "That's the first time coach has ever touched me." Which is funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
But how great would that have been, that testimony? What would you get out of Belichick? I mean, obviously it's very serious, it's a legal matter, and as you just put it, that's exactly why. There was a scheduling conflict and it was short notice. A subpoena usually means you have to show up unless you have a valid, it's not like jury duty where you can just be like, I ate 13-week-old meat that was left out, I've been throwing up all morning. I gave myself food poisoning so I don't have to be here.
Or I'm not a US national. That means I don't have to serve.
You're not a U.S. national.
No,
I think
I'm
the word you're looking
Scottish.
for is I'm not a U.S. citizen.
Same thing.
You're a U.S. resident.
Same thing.
Can't wait to throw you over the wall.
Same thing. So I'll just say, I can't do jury duty. I'm afraid. My opinion would be biased towards anyone with Scottish heritage.
Would it be biased towards anyone with
there you
Scottish
go.
heritage?
Very
Comment
good
below, like,
transition.
favorite, and subscribe. It goes a long way. We appreciate all the love and support and even the hate. Bring it to us. Bring it to us.
Bring it.
See you next time.
Forever I want it and I ain't giving it.